YouTube, how the fuck you doing? Hey guys, NaDeSHoT today. I'm doing a brand new video. What you guys are going to be watching is a very special video for me because yesterday we hit 700,000 subscribers on YouTube on this very channel. And it was absolutely unbelievable to see that number and to see how far we've come. And every single time I hit a milestone, I tell you guys how thankful I am and how much I really do appreciate it. But today I figured I'd share a story with you so that you guys really know how much this channel and my gaming career actually means to me, because I've mentioned it here and there on my live stream and maybe in the past videos and my past commentaries, but I'm not sure if you guys really know the risks that I kind of took to maybe get to where I am. And you guys were there every single step of the way. Every single day you were in the live stream. Every single day you were watching the video, maybe liking it, favoriting it, whatever. Anything that you guys did, it helped me grow, and it helped put me in the position that I am in today. And the only people I have to thank is you. So I figured I'd share this story with you, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So 2010 was actually the year that I joined Optic, and after a couple months of getting to know the guys like Hex, Diesel, and Jay, I actually found out that Hex lived about 40 minutes away from my hometown of where I lived. And we always joked around about the idea of maybe having office space in downtown Chicago and having Optic Gaming become like a full content team where we would go into the city, into our office, and work on videos and content and live stream all day and make it a full-time job. But that idea actually never really materialized. But fast forward 2 years later, and Hex and I have become really good friends. And it was about that time where making videos and pursuing a gaming career wasn't really it wasn't ideal at home, just because my mom never really understood what I was doing. She never really understood the concept of YouTube and live streaming and winning tournaments. She all kind of thought it was a fake or a scam, that people were just trying to get money out of me. And I completely understood that, because you got to remember that my parents kind of came from a different time where the internet didn't exist and they grew up a certain way. So they never really understood like this whole technology overload that has been happening since 2000, the new millennium. So for me, it was very hard to do YouTube and do streaming full time and commit to a pro team, because I was working about 25 to 30 hours a week at McDonald's when I was a full-time high school student. And then when I graduated high school, I moved on to college. I think my first 2 semesters I took 16 credit hours each semester, so that's a really full schedule. I cut down a little bit in my second year, which was about like 13 or 14 credit hours. And I was still working at McDonald's. I was picking up more time. I was working longer hours, and I was trying to balance a lot of different things. But the problem that was doing what I wanted to do at home is that if I would get in trouble for like not taking out the garbage when I was supposed to, or not taking out the recycling, or not cleaning the litter box for my cats, or not vacuuming, my mom would get pretty upset, because when I would come home from school and I would come home from work, I would literally just hop on Xbox and try and scrim and try and make videos, because I still was so passionate about gaming. And then I met my girlfriend and we got to talking, and it just got to a point where I knew that I would not be able to do what I wanted to do with gaming while living at home. My parents, they were supportive after I won CoD XP and won the $400,000 prize, and I took $100,000 of that home with me. Then they started to see that, hey, there might be a future in this, but they just never were really on board. I mean, my dad said, do what you got to do. Just as long as you're keeping your grades up and you're working hard, then I'll understand it. It's just I could never really get my mom to come around and just like fully support the gaming thing, because if I didn't do what I was doing, I would get grounded and she would take my Xbox cord away. She got smart. She used to just take my controller away, but I'd have a second controller and I'd sneak on at night when she fell asleep. But she got smart. She wisened up. She'd start taking my Xbox cord. And finally, I moved into an apartment with my girlfriend in 2012. And until I moved into the gaming house, I've been there for about, in the apartment for about a year and a half. So for me, that was a huge step. But the problem with moving into an apartment 40 minutes away by Hex was that I had to quit school. And I had to quit my job. And my mom, she just really didn't understand it, and it sucks because I wish she was still around to see where everything has come, and to see how far it's gotten, but she isn't. So it is what it is. I mean, you guys know my mom passed away in October of last year. So for me, moving out and quitting my job and quitting high school, or not high school, I'm sorry, I graduated high school. I have 2 years done of college. I don't want you guys to think that I'm over here being a bum. For me, it was really, really hard to commit to that because I knew when I moved out and I quit school and I quit my job, my channel wasn't big enough and my brand wasn't big enough to make enough money to have a career out of gaming. So for me, it was a really, really big risk. And I went through a lot of struggles in 2012 while I was living with my girlfriend. She was paying like 2/3 of rent. She was paying for groceries. The only thing that I was really paying was internet, a third of rent, and the electric bill because I really couldn't afford anything else. I took the $100,000 that I won from COD XP and I put it in a bank account, and I was, for the most part, living off of whatever money I had saved up from McDonald's, and then I was making a lot of withdrawals from my savings account, and that money was going quick, faster than you think. And then on top of that, I had to pay like $30,000 in taxes. So the money wasn't as good as a lot of people think. I think in 2012 I made poverty level income from YouTube and Twitch TV and from earnings from the pro circuit and any tournaments that I played on. So I was struggling more than people know. I don't think people really understand or appreciate the risk that I took by quitting school and quitting my job and moving out because I had a lot of stressful nights. I had a lot of stressful conversations with the girlfriend, with my brother, with my sister, with my dad, trying to figure out, am I going to have to quit gaming soon? Am I going to have to go back to school? Am I going to have to just go back to a normal life? Because I had come so far and I really didn't want to do that. But when Black Ops 2 finally did come out, my channel in January and February just started exploding. And I had always talked to YouTubers like XJaws and T Martin and Jericho and Gold Glove, and they always gave me some really good advice. They saw something in me and they knew that eventually my channel would get there. I was just waiting for it to blow up, just like I had seen other YouTube channels. When you're going to events and you're hanging around all these big YouTubers and they're talking about how many views they're getting and how great their channel's doing, it gets pretty discouraging. But for me, that wasn't really a discouragement. That was kind of motivation to work harder. So I was live streaming 6 or 8 hours a day while uploading a video every single day, and I just tried to stay on a schedule. I tried to stay on a schedule for an entire year, and I made it my goal. I wanted people to recognize me. I wanted people to know, like, hey, that's NaDeSHoT, dude. That's NaDeSHoT. That was my goal. It motivated me. So a lot of people, when they don't get a lot of views and they don't get the growth that they want to see, it's kind of discouraging, and they don't want to continue doing what they're doing. But for me, it was like the ultimate motivation. I told myself, I'm going to make these people know me. I don't know. It's something, a little fire under my ass, and I worked harder than I ever had. And for a while, that hard work, it really wasn't, I mean, it was paying off because I was growing tiny bits and tiny increments. But in 2013, man, it was like the baby boom. What do they call it? I think my parents live in the baby boom era where just the kids everywhere. But for me, it was like subscribers and viewers. So it was just so humbling and so unbelievable. I went from like 200,000 to 300,000 to 400,000, 500,000, so on and so forth. And now we're finally at 700,000. Now, I'm not sitting here and telling you guys, hey, if you want to pursue a professional gaming career, you need to quit school, you need to quit your job, and you need to quit everything that you're doing in your life and put all of your time into it. That's not the recipe to success. That's not going to work for everybody. I understand that. For me, I feel very lucky and fortunate that things kind of worked out the way that they did. I feel very lucky that you, if you're watching this video, stumbled upon my channel and my Twitch channel, and you guys liked what you saw and you subscribed. And you guys will never understand. You'll never comprehend how much I truly do appreciate every single one of you for watching my videos, for liking my videos, for watching my live stream, because I never really thought that this was gonna come this far. I never really thought that I was gonna make it this far in gaming, and I went through a lot of hardships. I went through a lot. I struggled. I struggled with this because I didn't know if I was going to have enough money to pay rent. I didn't know if I was going to have the foundation to continue on doing this. I didn't know if I should go back to school. I didn't know if I made the wrong decision by quitting my job in school. And there was a lot of questions that I had that needed answering soon. And when my channel started growing after 3 years of doing it, you guys gave me the answer, and you'll never know how much you guys helped me in my life, and you'll never know how much I truly do appreciate it. I've said it about 3 or 4 times in this video, guys. From the bottom of my heart, I need every single one of you guys to understand that although some of you guys who aren't really, you don't really dive into the gaming world as much as a lot of people in the community, you guys might think I'm pretty corny right now, and you might think that I'm kind of just saving face and just trying to thank you guys because I'm making money now. But it's really important to me, and this is something that I've always wanted. And my mom never really saw it going anywhere. And she really worried about me. She really worried for me if this was gonna work out, if I was kind of screwing my own life up by quitting school. But I always saw school as something like it's always gonna be there, and it's always gonna be my backup plan. So the fact that all this has worked out so far, and the growth has continued, I really do appreciate it, guys. It means the world to me, and you'll never understand how thankful I am. I've said it a million times in this video, but I really don't know how else to convey it without saying it a million times. So I know this was a little bit of a longer video. I hope you guys stayed to watch the whole thing, because this story of mine, I didn't really go into every detail of it, but it really does mean a lot, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the live stream later today and in the YouTube videos in the next year. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to do what I love, and I'm going to continue to do this because you guys have supported me all the way through and really have started a new life for me. So thank you guys very much, and YouTube. We'll see you fudging later.